So I want to start this by looking backwards. We're in this AI revolution, and some people see it's the fourth industrial revolution. Let's look at how did we get here first. Um, I think economy is driven by supply and demand. What's in high demand are always things that are very important, and also they're scarce. If you look at the pre-industrial economy, people were looking for food, right? So if you own land, you own labor, then you're the king. After we satisfy the food requirement, and then people want more things, more products. That's where industrial revolution came in the 1760, for the next 200 years. The focus on producing things that people can use. And there, that's capital intensive, labor intensive, and energy intensive. So if you own capital, you own factory, you have labor, and you make a lot of money in that space. And that took 200 years. Then fast forward, the next revolution we had is information uh, economy that spanned from 1970s to 200. That's where the development, introduction of computer, even personal computers. And we all get access to massive amount of information and knowledge. In that span of 30 years, we see rise of knowledge workers, right? We see an increase in global trade and development financial market. That's a lot of us became the actual knowledge worker we know right now. In the last 25 years, we've satisfied needs for food, for products, for services. Now people vying for attention, right? We're all fighting for eyeballs on the screen on the little cell phone. So we enter into digital economy. Last 20 years is data driven, everything moved to the cloud, and everybody's on their device 24/7 almost. And as we're excited getting that, then we came the introduction of ChatGPT that changed the world overnight, right? And they gained so billions of users within the shortest amount of time, as we see in the human history. So we are entering a future economy right now, focused on AI automation, but because AI is hungry, is energy hungry, so we talk about what's important, what's scarce. Energy, particularly renewable energy, become important in the future. So we just entered this era at beginning of this year. We're in a very exciting time. Now, this is impressive slides. Actually, I want to confess this slide is made by Cloud by using simple input. Let's just demonstrate how advanced AI has become. Now let's think about what's the AI's impact on human. I think actually it's multifaceted, right? Socially, we cannot escape any AI assistant interaction process. It's everywhere anymore. But emotionally, I see two camps. Some people, they are scared. They feel anxious, uncertain. Some people feel very excited, optimistic, and so a lot of opportunity. Actually, I want you to put in the chat. Use one word, describe your emotion relationship with AI. Are you excited, scared, balanced, skeptical? What word would you use? Can you put in the chat? And Nancy can help me monitor that. Or if anybody wants to speak up, that's okay too. It's all about exchanging ideas and have engagement. So I say mixed emotion, intrigued, skeptical, excited, cautious. Okay, I see this is more optimistic group, right? We're all leaders. That's why we come here. That's great. Yeah, keep the conversation going. And then economically, we definitely see the consolidation power, right? On the old actually driving force is out. Look at what's in the SP 500, the Magnificent Seven, that only happened in the recent history. And there's a lot of opportunities. There's new entrants, and some companies grow significantly very fast. Professionally, what's most recent to us is the layoff news dominating the news channel right now. A lot of tech companies, they have massive layoffs. One is due to AI automation. Another one I can see is the correction of overhiring during the COVID era. And we see human a machine collaboration will become the norm in the future. And also we see the rise of solopreneurship, basically one-person companies. They don't have the need to hire additional human beings. Actually, they can hire AI agents to be their marketers, to be their salesperson, to become the back office person, and to run campaigns for them. So we'll see a new business model popping up in the future quickly. And that's what excites us. Now let's look and dive deep into economic professional impact. Based on World Economic Forum and McKinsey's estimate, out of 190 million workforce in the United States, about half of them will be displaced or replaced in the next few years, 50%. And we have seen massive skill transformation, and we'll see huge increased productivity, about 40% increase efficiency, and AI will support our decision-making on a daily basis. And we'll also see different impact on different industry. One example is healthcare. They see tremendous benefits from that, from diagnosis to medical diagnosis to drug discovery. We also see the revitalization of manufacturing, particularly with the smart manufacturing. And there's rise of entertainment. One is people vying for more entertainment because they have AI robots doing their job every day. And the second is how entertainment is produced will be significant change. Now, AI can make movies, can make sound, to make films. So what's the new entertainment look in the future? We might have a personal movie in the future. That's exciting and scary at the same time. And lastly, on the economic front, we can see significant GDP growth, but maybe we can see the continued increase of wealth disparity. And the people who know how to use AI, organizations who adopt AI will stay ahead, but people who don't know or resist to change might be left behind. And we'll see continually change in business model and how market react to that. So what does it mean for us? Is tech fluency become the new baseline right now, right? It's like when we go to office, we have to know how to use computer, how to use Microsoft, how to send emails. When we interact with people, we have to use cell phone. Now, the ability to use, manage, and actually master AI techniques and tools become the new baseline. And because the change is so fast, we need to be adapt. We have to learn new things, learn new workflows, new way of doing things by working side by side with machines. And also because AI is taking mundane work, that unleashes us to do more creative work. Now I want to see what does this mean to you? What's on your mind right now? On the 1, 2, 3. Where are you on your journey or for your organization? Are we still focused on numbers 3 or are we moving to number 2 or number 1? Can I get a number in the chat? And feel free to comment. This is all about interaction. I don't want me talking most of the time. I saw a lot of 2s. Most of you adapt. How are you adapting right now? Can somebody be off mic, give an example?
After we understand the technical aspect, I think adaptability is more about the organizational perspective and culture and training, and also the taking action and invest the right resource in terms of time and financial resources.
That's very good. Anybody else want to share their personal experience or journey?
Yeah, I'm Kelly, and so I teach at UCSD, and for years I've been using the same case study, and everybody has different answers, and this year they all had the same answers. And you can guess why, right? So actually my adaptability is that I then fed all their answers into my Notebook LM and had Notebook LM tell me which one had the most unique or original answer. and then which answers really tied it all together in terms of cohesive. And then I sent all the answers back to them. So in fact, I think the adaptability is that my grading now is basically having whatever the ChatGPT answers, the baseline, right? That gets you maybe a C. But above beyond is kind of my adaptation. Like, okay, well then above and beyond that, what are you doing?
Well, that's actually you're moving to creativity now, right? You adapt to
I
it.
felt like that was adapting. Because it's like I said, I've taught that case for 15 years and everybody has had different answers. And I've never had it where everybody had the same answers, which is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. Actually, that's nice segue to my next slides. We talk about everybody has the same answer. Everybody think they're using AI ahead of everyone. That become the new standards right now, right? If you're not using AI, you'll be left behind because it takes more time. But if just because you use it, you don't stand out, you become new average, you become as same as everyone. So if you want to stand out, be extraordinary, you have to use AI plus human genius, right? Continue honing what makes you unique. And we see the average expectation for average is increasing. The bar has shifted. It used to be, hey, I can do this summary, right? I can have this unique ideas. I can create this visualization quickly. Now that become the average because AI can produce more. So it still take additional effort to become extraordinary, right? AI make it ordinary actually easy, but to achieve excellence is still hard. That hasn't changed yet. Actually, maybe harder right now to stand out. So, so what does it mean for us? How can we stand out? I want to share some ideas I see, right? If everybody have access to this wonderful AI knowledge repository, has all the answers, what can we set ourselves apart from AI and from other humans? So this is my point of view. I love to hear your thoughts. And I see what sets you apart and actually fall into two areas. One is question. AI has all the answer depending on what question you ask. You get the answer to your question. Second is about the impact, what impact it have. On the question side, number one is the intention. I think humans still control the purpose, right? The objective, why we do certain things. As a leader in your organization, you can decide and have aligned what you want AI to do with your organizational objective, priorities, your mission, vision. That is important. AI will never be able to tell you, nor the AI chatbot a program to do so. They're programmed to be more generic. They don't want to force any perception on you. A second is your imagination, right? We can imagine what the future look like, would be creative. And when we get the answer from AI, we need to interrogate. We love use AI, but we can't trust it. We almost have critical thinking, right? Is it right? Did I miss anything? Does that fit my context or the nuances I have? That is part of information AI doesn't have. I would say the last one is retention. You probably all have this. You ask question, AI give you answer, right? It looks like you have all the answer. Once you close your screen, you're off your device, right? Then people ask a question or in an urgent situation, what's come to your mind is still what's retained in your brain. And the humans still have some limited capacity there. So right now, important for us, we decide what we want to retain and master our own, right? When we don't have AI, and what kind of tasks we want to delegate the AI so that free up our mental capacity to focus things that we want to be really good at. So that is a strategy, right? That's similar to for individual as well as organizations. What kind of task you want to delegate or automate to AI? What are things you still want to people to manage? That is a conscious decision. Strategy is all about saying no to something. What are things you can say no so that you have capacity to work on the most important thing? So I want to think about that. On the other side, on the impact, one is you have all the answers, at least in the current state. The AI tools we have interact, they're still task specific. Either with AI agents, you have to put different agents together. So deciding how you integrate all the workflow become important. You from executor to become the designer. You're design how agents work together. You're design the new workflow. You're design the new human machine interaction model. And the second will be after that is decision. Humans still make important decision. We have to decide what decision we want to dedicate to AI to make, particularly autonomous AI agents. What decision we still need human to have control. That's a delicate balance, right? Between productivity and risk management. And then taking actions, that's important. AI can give you a business plan, give you a marketing plan, give you a study plan. And they can give you 12 different plans, but which one you can work on still up to you. And which one works for you, and you have to make a decision. And last one is the genuine connections can only be made by human to human, not just virtually, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I think that belong to human. And some of the AI companion tools starting getting that space. Some psychology said that can be a little dangerous, but we'll see. So here I want to hear your feedback. Which of the 8 words resonate most with you? You think that can set you apart from both the AI tools as well as other humans? Can you put in the chat or come off mic?
And I can share my view. I think that the one that resonates with me the most is decision. I do see a bit of trend with some people in my team too, that they can be over reliant and too trustworthy of what the tool is telling them. And so the idea of the fact that we can't outsource all the thinking and decision making to AI, like that is so crucial. That we still need to take that ownership and accountability, and make sure we continue to practice doing some of those things without, again, full reliance on AI. So we have to still own the decision and the action at the end of the day.
That's very true. We don't outsource our thinking. I'll quote that. How about others? Any other thoughts?
The word that I don't see, this is Larry Chang. The word I don't see is judgment. Maybe it's a combination of these things.
Right. Yeah.
AI will give you, some suggestions, answers, but it's really up to my judgment to decide what to do about it. Right? You don't take those suggestions at face value and go do it. Then I become a robot. And so I think judgment, maybe that's part of the decision making and action taking is really, really important.
Can you elaborate more? What kind of judgment you will, delegate to AI, and what one you think you will hold that close to your chest, and you'll make the decision? All of this judgment or certain type?
For me, it's sometimes the AI tool will give me answers or recommendation that doesn't make sense to me. Sometimes the judgment is just common sense. I say that just can't be. So I push the AI model, right, to think differently. And the problem is AI, after I pushed it too much, it will think like me. So you give me back what I'm pushing for. So it's it's a balance that you need to think through, right? At the end of the day, maybe I'm very old-fashioned. I trust my judgment much better than AI. AI is just a one input for me.
Yeah.
I will go talk to another person, right? I will talk to someone like Denise Peck. I trust her a lot. And I say, Denise, what do you think of this? And she'll give me some input. For me, those are connections and much more important than an AI recommendation.
Yeah. Let me take that lead from Larry. This is Denise here, and I want to elaborate. And I totally agree, Larry, with what you're saying. I think the words for me that are missing are wisdom and context. And so it's just a
Mm.
tool. So how well does the tool know you? What are your prompts? What context does it have that you may be missing? And there's no substitute for human wisdom that comes from years of experience, intuition. I mean, some of these things are so important in terms of how I make decisions, because I recognize patterns, you know, that I didn't tell AI, my personal experience, what I have seen, right? So that pattern recognition, the context in which this questioning is being answered, the kind of decision that it's going to have, and what impact that decision could have,
Mhm.
right, will drive me to how much I adopt the answer. So wisdom and context, I think, are really important.
Thank you. I'm taking notes. I'm going to add to my framework, maybe change some. That's why this type of answer I cannot get by asking AI.
Yeah.
The more we play with chatbot, depending on how they train, right? It's designed by
Right.
human. Right now, like ChatGPT is designed most as the business fluent people pleaser. That's my name. Professional people pleaser. It's very good
Yeah.
with professional language, but it doesn't. I did find Grok. It's a little more direct. And sometimes I use that as my devil advocate. It's
Yeah,
more brave. So
yeah.
it's very interesting. Okay, this
Thank
is a nice discussion. Thank you. So, so let's talk about how we interact with AI. I'm going to change this a little. It's going to the society and business setting. In the future, we will be living in the AI-driven society, whether we're like or not, and it is driven by algorithm. Right. When we get up, we look at the weather forecast. It's driven by forecast model. We're trying to get on the road. We plan an optimal route, right? We have algorithm behind that. When we open LinkedIn, try to see who should connect, LinkedIn will recommend to us. So sometimes we cannot escape that, but we have to figure out how to interact with that and what is our role. So I see there are 4 types of personas in the new AI society, and let me know if you see anything's missing here. We can start with the one who are building AI solutions. That's most focus we have right now, right? That includes data scientists who focus on methodology, algorithm, and the technology, and who can help scale that to the masses and bring that to the product. And then we have people, most of us, we're AI users or consumer. We interact with AI, we use AI. Users are more active using it, and consumers may be passive, and they are interact or they be impacted, may voluntarily or involuntarily, right? In the future, for example, even traffic light could be controlled by AI, right? And how fast we can go, it's all managed by algorithm. In addition to these, I want to bring up the 2 other persona that's important. One is the who actually fund AI investment. In the organizations, it's your leadership, your finance department, or strategy. They decide how much and where to invest in AI. And it's critical to get their alignment, get their buy-in. Another, because they are investing in AI to advance their own mission and vision. Another type of people who will fund AI are the investors who want to make money on top of the hype, right? They think AI is the future. And we saw billions of dollars are poured into the AI investment currently, mostly in the AI solution builder space. On the lower right corner is the one, another important persona I see, the people who work on prevent AI from doing harm. Because AI is so powerful, but it's still new to us. Some of the scientists couldn't figure out how it exactly works, and some people warn about it might go out of control in the future. So it's critical we have people working on that, we call AI protector space, including researchers, anthropologists, social scientists, behavior scientists, legal professionals, risk management, security, privacy, all they can research that, but also include the regulators, the lawmakers who are making the rules, who are regulating what AI can do, cannot do. Since then, we have so many rules, and so many proposed regulations coming up, both in US and even more in the Europe, in the EU space. So this I see how the different persona can work in the future AI society, provide a balance and jumpstart economy. Now, I think most focus currently right now has been the AI builder space. Even in that space, it's not a single layer, it's multiple layers. Start bottom, we can the supporting sectors, supporting the material, the energy, right? The labor. Then we have semiconductor. NVIDIA is one example, cloud infrastructure, the hyperscalers, foundation models, then agentic orchestration layer, then application layer. Right now we have thousands, literally thousands of vendors in that space. It cannot fit into one screen if you do the map. Now, this is where majority of investment happens right now in the AI builder space. But I see in the future, as the things become mature, right? People start using for daily activities. The more opportunity actually existing in the user space, whether it's enterprise market or it's consumer market. We'll see from the generic AI chatbot capability, we have more domain-specific applications developed and used by business, by different experts. And the consumer will embrace it, and there's continued growth in that space. Now, I want to pause here, ask you, do you see any missing parts in this view?
Nan, I wouldn't say missing, but I know from teaching marketing, we use the PESTLE, P-E-S-T, and L-E. So political, economic, social, tech, legal, and environment. And I do see, even the preventing from doing harm, you could see how environment's part of it, right?
Yes.
What kind of energy source.
Yeah.
And then political, obviously, in terms of the guardrails. Economic, as you know, right? Industrial policy and how it affects the various economies. Social, for sure, you covered. Technology in that builder sector, and legal, I think, right? So just a different framework.
Oh, I love to. Can you put in the chat? So
yes,
I know
it's called PESTLE. Yeah.
PESTLE. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
One comment here is that algorithm-driven AI society, that's probably unavoidable, but at the same time, though, we do not want to, at least personally, I do not want to be driven by algorithms specifically, explicitly. But even though I don't realize that, maybe my decision is also driven by pros and cons and calculations and return or those kind of things. So it might be an algorithm, but not in a computer-like algorithm, but rather human thinking and weighing and a lot of ambiguity and also a probability play. So their algorithm, is that deterministic or is that probabilistic? I just want to confirm that.
I think that continue evolve over time, right? At least current state, I think AI is still learning from human. In the future, it can be human learning from AI. I don't know what it looks like, but we be conscious. We should be aware about this when we make a decision right now.
Philosophically, there is a debate here. How can human learn from AI? AI is a tool of human. So in the future, in your underlying assumption, you are treating AI as an equal of human, even higher than human in the future. So I philosophically may not agree with that. Maybe I'm behind. But the question here is that is that a new species or is that just still a tool, right? So that's about how far you can go with imagination.
Oh, actually, I saw some influencer using that words. AI is a new species. So I'm not there yet, but that's scary. I hope we don't get to that stage, but yeah,
if
I
you
don't
watch
know.
the movie Dune, it's already happening in the sci-fi space. So the movie Dune or novel.
Okay. So actually, this is follow human imagination, right? When they have the sci-fi, human imagine that stage. We'll see whether that will be realized. So my question for you is, what role do you see you play? I know as leaders, we probably have our hands on all of them, but which one closely resemble your persona or you spend the most time on? Can you put in the chat so I know where you align yourself most? Or you can come on mute.
Nan, I think for me, I feel like I play a role in all of this, which is interesting because And maybe that goes to a point too in terms of like, should we think about that it's not one role that we're fixed to, but rather if you think about just the societal impact that you just mentioned. I mean, I feel like we each have a role in play in all of this to some degree. And I think one of my biggest concern about, the proliferation of AI too is like this whole idea of AI washing, right?
Mhm.
Where, it seems like the thing that everyone wants to do, but I think, as responsible leaders, users, sponsors, and protectors, I think it's important to continue influencing the direction and the pace of this in a way that hopefully is relevant to us without, thinking that everything needs to be AI.
Yeah.
It may not need to be, so I think what's fit for purpose is going to be so important, and for us to challenge that. Because if the demand is on just things that are like not impactful, it is very wasteful at the same time, right?
Mhm.
Just for gimmicks too. So I mean, those are my thoughts. And so I think when I look at this matrix, I feel like I'm responsible to play a part in all of this in a way that's influences that directionally. Hopefully, AI is being incorporated in the right things and solving the right problem to bring the right value, not just for humankind, but even for business growth. Because I feel like that's what we're faced with at this point.
Yeah, you said it well, Nancy. That's why you are our AI leader, right? You're sitting in the middle. And that's a nice segue to my next slides is when we start AI project, we shouldn't start tech first. I heard so many leaders say, I want an AI first strategy. AI strategy need to align with your business strategy and with your business priority. So here's what I see, the successful, it's not component pillars. I see this principle how we approach effective AI transformation is number one, it has to be business driven, right? AI just one way of solving the problem, but you have to know what problem you're trying to solve. And the AI actually business driven align with your sponsor. Unless your business partners see a value, a positive ROI on it, there may not be a viable use case. And the second is you have to be user-centered, right? Eventually it will impact the users. And most organizations or majority of the AI projects failed was due to AI adoption. People either resist about it, people don't trust it, or people see a threat from the implementation of an AI solution. So it's paramount to get the trust, get the buy-in, and get the input from users. Then technologies continue to evolve over time. And with the pace of the technology development, it's impossible for organization always implement best of breed. So we have to be very pragmatic and practical. What works for your organization now, knowing the technology is going to continue to advance. And also you have to find the model, to find the technology, the ecosystem that match your organizational technical skills, particularly your technical team. And last one, I know we have many people passionate about responsible AI. I think we should have another topic on that is AI should be here to serve your business, serve humanity, right? And your ethical principle, your mission vision should guide important decision you're making on your AI journey. Now, going back to business alignment. So what do you see AI's strategic role in your business so far? I can provide a framework how I see it, but I like to hear from your thoughts too. So what I see AI's role is there are 4 different types. Some companies, AI is their business. AI is their value driver, such as OpenAI, as Rapid. They build their business on building AI solutions at a massive scale level and a huge impact. But most of us, we're not in that business. I believe most of our business, AI is the key enabler to enhance, to amplify our existing business advantages. For example, I work in insurance, financial services, healthcare. Someone could be in logistics, could be in retail, or could be in academic. You all have a unique business advantages you want to leverage AI to amplify. And that is a huge impact, but you're more doing that differentiatedly. The other two, people may not realize, but I want to call out. Majority of us, many times, AI it become a commodity utility, focus on productivity improvement. It has to be scalable. It's easy to use, but the impact is not that big. Not as big as we think. Hey, everybody use ChatGPT in the organization will gain competitive advantage. That become the new table stake. And another thing is put in for the companies or organizations in the more higher risk-oriented or regulated industry, AI can become your critical defender, help you manage risk, manage security, manage compliance, privacy. So that is very unique use cases, but will help your organization from getting into trouble. So I want to hear from the audience, what business or what type of domain you're in, and what do you see AI's predominant role in your organization? Is it as a value driver, enabler, commodity, common utility, or critical defender right now? Not your aspiration in the future, but what role does it play right now? Gary is using a utility, so everyday productivity, right? Any different answers? Cool, your value driver. Kudos to you, Nancy. How about anyone else who hasn't typed or spoken yet? Kelly, so you're a key enabler for any utility. Yeah, some of them they play multiple roles. So, like I said, it's very important for us to align what do we see AI's role in organization and align resources, right? Align expected outcome from it. If you think that's common utility, you expect a high impact, that's wishful thinking. So it's critical to align that. Now, with this, with business, that's why we have to work with business strategy closely. Align AI is not one pillar. It's not the only thing you do invest. You might have to invest in other things. For example, getting in the higher ed, right? Investing in faculty, investing in the campus life for students, they're as important, even more important than investing in AI. Hopefully AI can be the enabler, enhance their experience. And yeah, key enabler utility. I saw a lot of key enabler and utility. One is productivity, another one's improve your differentiated advantages. That's super good. So now I want to shift a little more. Now we look at the present. How about looking forward, looking at the future? How the economy evolve over time? Actually, I never had a traditional training in psychology, but I'm a big fan of psychology. So Kelly, let me know if that's actually off the mark. I borrowed the Maslow's hierarchy of human needs. I think economy is here to serve human needs, right? From basic psychological needs, safety needs of food, shelter, products, things we need to use every day, to the higher level needs of belonging, right? Love, connection, and to self-fulfillment. So, oopsie. And the economy evolved based on how much the desire, how much needs we have for different needs. If you look at the old economy, agrarian, industrial service, it's trying to serve our basic needs, right? We have food, we have shelter, we have clothing, we have things we can make. Then once we have that satisfied, we start thinking, okay, well, I want to satisfy more psychological needs. That's why I want more knowledge, so I appear smarter. I want more information, data, and I want more attention connections. That's why the social media starting to flourish in the 2000s, because we have actually overabundance of products right now, even services, and we're fighting for the eyeballs, fighting for attention. And in the future, we're going to move more for the self-fulfillment needs. We're trying to achieve more. What human is built for is for creativity. We love creativity, expression, and we want to be appreciated, recognized. And at the same time, we not value our existence, we also value the environment, the planet that we we live on. So environmental and social sustainability become important. And we can see the economy evolve over time and going to move to the higher level of needs. Now we are still at intelligence economy right now. It has impact on all the other economies existed before us. How I see that is they're putting everything, they're integrated intelligent in decision or automation in every aspect of the economy. For the industrial, for the agricultural economy, and you can see robots, AI robots, and automation will improve that creativity and productivity. We'll see fewer humans in the factory, even on the farms, right? We'll see more machines picking up the fruits and robots making machines making products. For the service economy and knowledge economy, where knowledge workers will be replaced actually by software. Think about how even SaaS product evolve over time. SaaS was created so we have a workflow that human can optimize human workflow. Now, when you ask for, and humans still provide the service, but in the future, when you ask for service will delivered as a software. So humans are not spending time delivering service. The human could be spending time designing the service. In turn, the service will be delivered by AI agents. That's a huge paradigm shift. We're not there yet, but some companies started experimenting that business model. And at the same time, when we talk about digital economy, attention, and we'll see AI augmented, automated workflow and development personal IP, that become important because AI can automate the marketing workflow. We saw a lot of layoffs for the sales, marketing professionals right now. And then what makes you distinguish is your personal IP.
Mhm.
So what does it mean for us, right? AI is going to continue to learn more skills, have more capabilities. Agents going to connect all the tools. What can we do? Can we still build a successful career in the future? Here's the strategy I see how we can continue to expand is one is you can stay ahead, right? You have knowledge that AI doesn't have yet, and you're the one designing future AI solution. And the second on the bottom, you can go deep and develop expert strategy, become expert in anything you have knowledge that AI doesn't have yet. On the left side, we can develop a specialist strategy. You focus on niche areas. That number one, there's not a lot of data for AI to learn about it, nor there's a scalability for the hyperscalers, for the AI solution developer to tap into. So you can stay that in the market. And the one on the right will be a human strategy. We talk about human have our unique capabilities that AI will never be able to get. So foster connections, trust, wisdom. We talk about the judgment and contextual. That is, and we saw actually a lot of people having success there. And people are actually right now hungry for that type of authentic connection more with social influencer in the fitness industry, right? Even the increased more in-person events, people are a little tired of the virtual now. So this is where I see maybe a different strategy we can have for our personal career development in the future. I love to hear from you which one you think actually works best for you or you want to focus on or anything missing here. Gary said he will focus on human side. Particularly, I know you try to advise companies, the wisdom, experience, context is important. And those are the type of information you never fit into AI, right? How about others?
This is Larry. Although I feel I agree with Gary, I'm with Gary that foster human connection is really, really important. However, I sense that some of the social media that we have today and maybe the early version of AI, it actually isolates people. It creates more loneliness if they don't use it correctly. So it has a very negative consequence if we don't apply it in a very human way. People feel isolated. There's more suicide among some people.
Mm-hmm.
Have an agent that's my girlfriend could be a huge problem.
Yes.
Yeah, that come back to ethical side, right? And actually the biggest jump in AI use cases is for therapy. The good side, at least they have somebody to talk to. Hopefully AI are trained to speak professionally and compassionately. On the other side, the people become too reliant on it, right? Attached to that, that creates some danger there too. And we still need to live in the real world. So that's a nice balance. We'll see how that evolves over time. Given time, I'm going to move forward. I want to end with this slide. With this slide is how to future-proof your career. I think we still have to find our lane. We have to have provide value in our domain, right? Whether it's education, insurance, healthcare, I don't know your industry, but we have to use AI and robots to boost our productivity. And important, the human skills, the soft skill actually are becoming the new hard skill now. That's what differentiates us, make us likable. People still want to work with you. And most important thing is for us is we have to develop our unique brand. Brand is what makes us stand out from others. So I really appreciate time and the opportunity gave me to share my thoughts. And I really appreciate the engagement and additional ideas you give to me. Some of the charts and ideas shared with you actually is in my Substack blog. So I love to stay connected with you on LinkedIn. And also if you want to more in-depth information and those stories behind my some of the framework, feel free to read my Substack blogs. So with that, I'm going to turn over to Nancy to talk about next step for our Data Affinity program.